Did you know slugs can detach their heads from their bodies and grow a whole new body parts? Or that there's something called the golden tortoise beetle? Or that horses are related to rhinos? Is this flamingo feeding blood to its baby? Our forests, grasslands, and oceans hold an incredible number of secrets, each one more fascinating and surprising than the last. Here are 15 things you didn't know about animals. Welcome back to Forever Green. Before we dive in, we've got a question for you. Which animal do you think has the fastest punch? Would you say it's a grizzly bear, a chimpanzee, or the mantis shrimp? Put your guesses down in the comments below and stick around to the end to find the answer. Alright, let's dive in. Number 15. Otters holding hands when sleeping. Sea otters spend their whole lives in water, and to prevent them from floating away while sleeping, they hold hands. It's sometimes also because male otters fear losing their mates to another male while they sleep. But it's worth noting that otters don't just hold hands with anyone. They either pick a mate or an otter from their family. Babies find it harder to hold hands as they have tiny little paws, so they generally ride on top of their mother. If the baby has to be left behind while the mother goes to hunt for food, they are usually wrapped in seaweed to anchor them. And if an adult otter can't find someone to hold hands with, they'll wrap themselves up in kelp or seaweed too. Number 14. Mongoose playing dead. The animal kingdom can sometimes be a scary, unpredictable place. What with prey getting eaten and fights breaking out between predators. But once in a while, something happens that just makes us laugh. In a video posted by Safari Live, a mongoose walks up to a southern yellow-billed hornbill and then just faints. The bird, by the way, does not look the least bit amused by the joke.
As it just pretended to be dead. Oh, that was amazing.
Mongooses don't usually use playing dead as a tactic to ward off predators, so it seems like they are just playing with the hornbill. Even if the two aren't known for their play dates, they have a good work relationship. These birds will often forage with mongooses and even act as a lookout, and they both enjoy a meal of grasshoppers, locusts, and beetles. Number 13. Koalas and humans have identical fingerprints. We don't have a lot in common with koalas, but if you take a closer look at their hands, you might be surprised. Their fingerprints are nearly identical to ours. In fact, those distinctive loops and arches are so human-like that the police in Australia even feared they could taint crime scenes. You can't even tell the difference if you observe the prints under a microscope. And, despite us having more in common with primates given the shared ancestry, our fingerprints don't match theirs as much. What we're saying is, if somehow an ape, koala, and a human decided to pull off a bank heist, there would be absolute mayhem and confusion. Number 12. Crab hideaway. Who among us hasn't wanted to retire into a cave or a hole, far away from everyone's drama in the bizarre world? This little crab definitely has the means to. We're not sure what prompted such an extreme reaction, but we're sure it's justified. Look at the speed at which it fills up the hole. We can just imagine the sigh of relief it gave after filling in the last crack. Number 11. Penguins proposing to their loves. While the rest of us are out buying flowers, chocolates, and expensive gifts on Valentine's Day, these adorable penguins have something else up their sleeves, and it's usually shiny pebbles. That's right, shiny rocks seem to do the trick for penguins, and us. With their black and white tuxedo appearance, penguins always look like they're ready to impress the ladies. Generally, male penguins will find the smoothest pebble to give to females as a gift, and if she likes the offer, she'll place it in the nest, and the two will continue building up their little pebble mound in preparation for the eggs. Wholesome, right? Well, if you're a male penguin, you might want to be careful where you keep your rock. Sometimes when male penguins can't find a pretty pebble, they just steal someone else's and pass it off as their own. Number 10. Not all bats use echolocation. It's common knowledge that all bats are blind, and they use sound to navigate their day-to-day lives. They produce a high-frequency sound from their voice boxes, and it's usually at a high frequency than what humans can hear. This sound bounces off objects and back to the bat, and based on the feedback, they can understand the texture of the object and how far away it is. Impressive, right? Well, this neat little trick just never evolved in fruit bats. Well, that's not true. They do have the ability, it's just not very good. In a controlled setting, scientists tried to get these bats to use their sonar to track a target, and they would keep bumping into it or missing it in the dark. No, fruit bats actually have excellent eyesight and hearing, so that's what they use to forage for food and shelter. Number 9. Lemurs get high. Imagine developing a defense mechanism over the course of your entire evolution, and then someone just uses it to have some funny dreams. The black lemur, like all lemurs, is native to the island of Madagascar. They usually eat fruits, but on occasion, when it's a birthday or a Tuesday, they'll pick up a large red millipede and bite into it gently, then throw it back on the ground. When picked up, their defense strategy is to curl up into a coil and secrete a toxic combo of chemicals. But this doesn't seem to worry lemurs. They just rub that secretion all over their bodies. It is believed it acts as a natural pesticide. But it also acts as a narcotic, and the lemurs enter a state of intoxication. Number 8. Galloping crocodile. Crocodiles are terrifying enough when they're slow-moving creatures, but did you know they could gallop? It's an action most associated with horses, but there are more galloping crocs than we thought. Research shows that they resort to galloping when they need to escape from danger. What could a crocodile possibly find that threatening? Perhaps one of the big cats or a particularly ambitious python. Larger members of the species move slowly, with their athletic ability decreasing as their size increases. Number 7. Golden tortoise beetles. 3 words you wouldn't put together because they definitely sound odd. But we assure you, they are real. This video went viral after it was posted on Twitter by the Indian Forest Services. The color changes throughout their development, during mating, and when it feels threatened when touched by a human. They typically go from shiny gold to reddish brown when disturbed. They can also play dead and stick to the surface of leaves, so it's impossible for insects to eat them. Number 6. Horses and rhinos are related. When you watch a mighty horse gallop in a race and get through the finish line, would it ever occur to you that this graceful creature is related to the rhinoceros? Probably not, but we assure you it's true. Horses, tapirs, and rhinos share a common ancestor from millions of years ago, and they all belong to an order called Perissodactyls. This common ancestor was found in India in the state of Gujarat. The fossils were of an animal called Cambotherium thewisi, and they have dug up over 200 of their bones, including teeth and vertebrae. This creature is essentially the cousin of all living Perissodactyls. When they walked around some 54 million years ago, India was an island drifting between Madagascar and Asia. Hence, the speculation is that there was a land bridge for some time that helped animals migrate. When the island got isolated, it set up new evolutionary conditions that gave rise to the Cambotherium and its cousins. All Perissodactyls browse or graze. They have an odd number of toes, with the middle toe being the largest. It has become so big that the other toes have shrunk away over time. Number 5. Eagles don't sound the way you think. There's no doubt that the bald eagle, a symbol of might and majesty, strikes intimidation and fear with their rough, piercing screeches. It's often shown in movies, a serious setting, a lone eagle giving a warning screech to the hero. But did you know Hollywood dubs their voices? Yep, it's just movie magic. In reality, these scary birds emit a high-pitched giggle-like sound, or a weak scream. It's no wonder movie studios dub in that intimidating sound, because this one just sounds adorable. Bald eagles may be ferocious hunters with 2-inch long talons that exert 1,000 pounds of force per square inch, but they sound as dangerous as a seagull. Is that comforting or unsettling? Number 4. A 6-legged bird? It looks pretty convincing, doesn't it? Photographed by Jose Vergozo in Kruger National Park, this photo of the 6-legged African jacana set the internet abuzz until we realized it's just a father protecting his babies. When the male bird sensed danger, he instinctively scooped up the chicks and hid them under his feathers, with only their legs dangling out. While it's an adorable way to protect the vulnerable chicks, it makes their dads look like they have an unusual number of legs. Male birds of this species are usually the chick protectors, while the females are territory protectors because of their bigger size. The African jacana is often referred to as the Jesus bird, thanks to their ability to walk on water. Well, at least they appear to be able to walk on water. These birds have exceptionally long toes, and they get around using floating vegetation. Should they lose their footing and fall into the water, it's no big deal. They are excellent swimmers, and they often dive into the water to avoid predators. Number 3. Prehistoric lizards in 2021. You ever wish dinosaurs would come back so you can marvel at their incredible beauty and size? These sailfin lizards native to the Philippines are as close as you'll get. These lizards are not only known for their size, but also their appearance. Their colors vary according to gender. Men are in shades of green, violet, or cyan, and the females are less colorful. They have long tails with what looks like the sails of a ship, hence the name, and it helps them swim. Sadly, these reptiles are a popular target for the illegal pet trade in the Philippines, East Indonesia, and New Guinea. It is now time to check out today's subscriber pick. Remember, if you ever come across some bizarre or fascinating image, you can send it to us and we'll investigate. Today's image seems to be of a flamingo feeding its baby blood. Well, that's certainly bizarre. Let's check it out. Number 2. Flamingos feeding their young. This photo was originally shared by Parveen Kaswan, an Indian Forest Services officer who spotted flamingos seemingly fighting, with one even drawing blood. Turns out that liquid is not blood at all, but crop milk. Parent flamingos produce crop milk in their digestive tracts and then regurgitate it to feed their young ones. It's made up of a protein and fat-rich cells, and it preps the baby before it starts eating solid food. Interestingly, flamingos get their signature pink color from carotenoid pigments found in their diet of algae. But feeding their chicks crop milk during breeding season takes up so much of their carotenoid that they become nearly white. But once the baby starts eating on its own, they gain their color back, eventually. Before we take a look at the next one, we've got a quick challenge for you that will take you just 5 seconds. Go ahead and subscribe to the Forever Green channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It works. Done that? Great. Number 1. Sea slugs can grow new bodies. 2 species of sea slugs can simply pop off their heads and regrow entire bodies, including a heart. This incredible feat of regeneration takes a couple of weeks, and watching it will blow your mind. Not only that, but a slug's head can also survive on their own for weeks, thanks to their unusual ability to photosynthesize, like plants, which they gain from the algae they eat. Not weird enough for you? Well, the part without the head can also go on living for days, sometimes months too. Alright, at the beginning of the video, we asked you which animal has the fastest punch in the world. Your choices were a grizzly, a chimpanzee, and the mantis shrimp. Have you put your answers in the comments? Good. You might have been tempted to pick the bear and the ape, but it's actually the mantis shrimp that boasts the world's fastest punch, traveling at about 50 miles per hour. When a shrimp punches, its tiny fist of fury accelerating faster than a .22 caliber bullet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and check out more videos on nature and animals on the Forever Green channel. We'll be back soon with another video, but until then, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.